I guess we can get started? Yeah, okay. Currently, we are catching up with Cake. How many affiliate projects have you launched? Around 20, I guess. Your Instagram bio says that you are an affiliate marketing guru? I started with adult marketing and was driving traffic for a while, but then I realized that it would be cool to establish an affiliate network. You charge for conversions rather than clicks, but it creates additional server loads. We can afford to take money for conversions. We realized that we launched Affise almost for nothing. My goal is to secure $200+ million in business value. How would you assess the business value of your company now? Well, I think that now it's a bit less than $50 million. This is a burning issue, and especially for affiliates. They say that there is an option built by default in some tracking solutions that allow you to save leads. Is that true? I don't know whether I should be sharing this information with you. There's always something dying or declining out there, or something like that. But the market is still alive and the turnovers are only increasing. As regards to shaving, you can adjust the settings as you wish. You can...
Bino, super powerful tracking platform. Only $99 a month, unlimited. Built by top affiliates, for affiliates. Support team helps you with everything from your very first setup. Join now and get first months for free and 40% discount. Link in the description.
I've done a lot of interviews with affiliate networks, even with a tracker, with affiliates, with affiliate programs. But today I am interviewing a tracking platform for the first time. I am wondering about a lot of things, but I'd like to start with some personal questions. Your Instagram bio says that you are an affiliate marketing guru. Yep, that's true. When and how did you get started? It was around 2002. I started with adult marketing and was driving traffic for a while, but then I realized that it would be cool to establish an affiliate network when some people are actually running traffic while you make money from your partners. So you founded your first affiliate network in 2002, around that time, yes. What did it look like back then? As far as I understand, there were no tracking systems for affiliate networks at that time. No, there weren't any. We had to develop everything on our own. And in fact, it was back then that I first started thinking about developing our own engine. Tracking engine, I mean. So it was in 2002 when you first had an idea to... Yeah, because there wasn't anything like this on the market. We didn't even have bad solutions. There was nothing at all. Everybody was developing their own software as well as they could. And it was working not so great. Something like that. So you developed the engine yourself? No, I didn't develop the engine. I was responsible for the marketing side of things. I was not a developer. I was more of a manager, a marketing specialist, salesperson, something like that. Back then, I was just managing developers who were doing everything, again, as well as they could, because they had no experience whatsoever. We didn't have a model to go by. But still, we managed to make something, to cobble something together, to run traffic and make money. Are there any principles or logic, and I'm not even talking about technologies, behind Affise that were developed back in 2002? Well, actually, Affise is the embodiment of this logic and all the experience that we gained since 2002. All this can be found in Affise, and that's why Affise is so successful, I believe. Because both my partner, my co-founder, and I have considerable experience in affiliate marketing and in establishing affiliate networks. So we understood right away what product we should develop and how to do it. We didn't have some test version of Affise. We just started developing the end product and then started selling it right away. You called yourself a guru because you came all this way from affiliate marketing through an affiliate network to a tracking system? Yeah, that's the first reason. Then I have an in-depth understanding of every role, even in an affiliate network, from support team to the head. From the partner manager to an advertiser manager. From the security guy who tracks down fraudulent traffic to, say, a marketing team that promotes a product. Are you saying that you can replace more or less everyone here? Yeah, and by the way, it's one of the challenges when you are establishing a big company because you understand that you can do most of the things better than each particular employee because you are more experienced. But you can't do everything. You can't be everywhere at once. And that's why you should distribute tasks among other people. Even if you realize that someone won't do it as good as you still pass this task over to this person and teach them how to do it better. You're not doing it yourself, which enables you to scale up the business. Do you have any other projects apart from Affise? No? No? So you focus only on Affise? Yes, I focus only on Affise. I have been running several projects simultaneously all my life, but in the long run, it stymies you when it comes to scaling up. So I took the hard decision to give up on the other enterprises and focus only on one project and fully dedicate myself to it. But I'm glad I made this decision. Are you deeply involved in the operational side of this business right now? Yes, for now, yes, but I try to train the team working at Affise so that they take on more responsibilities, leadership responsibilities. I want to make the team stronger, which will allow me to be less involved in the operational part of the business. Prior to Affise, what was your most successful project? What are you most proud of? Oh, it's difficult to say. I'm proud of all my projects. Prior to Affise, I had Zorka, a project I developed from scratch and sold very successfully and very quickly. Before that, I made a certain contribution to an affiliate network, Mobio Network, established by Mobio. I like that very much. Thanks to those guys, I got involved in the mobile content industry, and that was a very important step towards Affise. They still exist, as far as I know. Yeah, they still exist. They can be considered a top network in Russia, and they still exist, yeah. As far as I understand, you invested your own funds in Affise that you got after the sale? My own funds, my partner's funds, we didn't attract any investment. I had some friends, some acquaintances, who can be called private equity fund, but it's rather small. So we used their funds and our own money to launch Affise. It required so much money that you had to attract additional investment? Well, it's rather costly and, again, drawing from your own experience in communicating with other funds as regards to attracting new investment, we realized that we launched Affise almost for nothing. What accounted for the bulk of expenditures? Development and personnel costs. These are major expenditures. Other considerable costs are associated with hosting. You mean server infrastructure? Yeah, we have high server loads, and that's why these expenditures are significant and constitute up to 50% of personnel costs. I wanted to ask you, what do you spend more money on server infrastructure or personnel? On personnel, but the server is the second highest in the ranking. Because the loads are very high? Yeah. What traffic volumes do you process? Billions of clicks daily, even tens of billions of clicks daily. Do you have servers throughout the globe? Yeah, throughout the globe. That's the thing that we put a lot of effort into to make the system more reliable and be able to maintain higher loads. Is speed the most important thing for a tracking system? Yes, actually, speed and reliability are most important. Do you measure the speed somehow to know whether you are faster than your competitors? Yes, we do measure the speed. I don't want to advertise us, our clients can measure it themselves. But yeah, we do take speed measures. We track the speed in order to be faster than our competitors, and it is especially important in mobile traffic, when you have lots of redirects. For example, a user clicks somewhere and gets redirected first to a certain network, then to the second one, and to the third. And the faster these redirects are processed, the more chance that a user will wait all the way through to the end and a conversion is secured. So even milliseconds and microseconds are important here, and of course we put a lot of effort into it. What are the reasons behind the fact that you charge for conversions rather than clicks? After all, it creates additional server loads. Yes, it creates additional loads, but this was our dream, so to say. The thing is that when we ran our networks on other systems, our competitors' systems, they were all operating on a pay-per-click model, and a pay-per-click system doesn't allow you to work with low-quality traffic with a poor conversion rates. Do you mean pop traffic? Yes, pop traffic, for instance. We have analyzed other systems and found out that there is no point in working with them if you have a conversion rate of 1 in 5,000, for instance, 5,000 clicks and 1 conversion. Because 1 conversion can bring you 10 cents in payout, and this money will just cover the costs of those 5,000 clicks. Having worked with this, I realized that other systems don't allow you to process massive traffic volumes that you can generate. They enable you to work only with traditional traffic sources and don't allow you to work with any others. I guess that's why some networks don't accept pop traffic, because it's expensive. Yeah, that's the reason why they do it. Because conversions are very expensive to account for, and such a system is very expensive to make. And that's why the initial idea when we launched Affise was to account for conversions rather than clicks. Not for clicks, but for conversions. Of course, it's associated with high server loads and it's difficult, but we probably because we entered the market later and consequently we were able to use cutting-edge technologies present in the market. We didn't have to do some back-end maintenance, we were able to deploy new technologies right away, take money for conversions rather than clicks. Whatever the number of clicks, even 1 million clicks, we still make a profit. So you make less money on a single client than your competitors? Well, it depends on your viewpoint. On one hand, if you consider traditional traffic sources, yes, we make less money than our competitors. On the other hand, if we enable a client to run pop traffic and other traffic types with a low conversion rate, then our revenues are comparable with that of our competitors. Do you know what market share you have right now? I can give you an approximate number. And what is it? Well, I don't know whether I should share this information or not. As regards to India, it amounts to 30%. India? Yes, as regards to India, it's 30. Overall, globally, I made an approximate calculation and I think it comes out to around 20-25%. Well, India is a leading market for us, as it's the first country where we opened a separate sales office, where we sell our services directly from India. As regards to all other countries, it's about 20%. Overall, in global terms, we consider ourselves number 3. You, HasOffers and Cake. Yeah, and Cake. At that, we were number 3 from the very outset, and back then HasOffers was like this, Cake was like this, and we were somewhere in the rear, and yeah, number 3. Currently, we are catching up with Cake and even HasOffers. Well, at least now, we are several times smaller than HasOffers rather than tens of hundreds of times, as we used to be a year ago. How do you measure it? In terms of number of clients, traffic volume, or revenue? In terms of the number of clients and in terms of revenue. Your site says that you have more than 1,000 clients, yes? Yes? Well, in my opinion, that is a tremendous number. Are there that many networks in the world? Or your clients are not only networks? Not only networks. Currently, we are focusing on networks because we know how to promote our services to them. And on the network side, there is a high demand for our product. But our clients are not only networks. We have some product companies that are distributing their products among networks. Among their media buyers, we have media buying teams that are organizing their work processes through our script. We are also looking at other markets and considering where we should go. Anyway, the number of networks is tremendous. In your opinion, how many networks are there in the world? More than 10,000. Are you serious? Yeah. Wow. And in your opinion, how many affiliates are there in the world? In regards to affiliates, you can go visit some top forums, tens of thousands. You can go to any major international forum and check out how many affiliates are registered there. There are around 100,000 affiliates on their forums. I know for sure that the affiliate community is now very interested in these markets, China and India. These markets are said to be very idiosyncratic. I've also heard that there are a lot of affiliates and networks there and that the entire community still remains closed. Is this true? As regards to India, I can answer this question with greater certainty as we opened our Indian office about 2 years ago, and India does have a vibrant affiliate industry with Indian networks, Indian affiliates, and Indian offers. But the market remains isolated. From the outside, for instance, if you live in Vilnius, the US, or Europe, you won't be able to see what's going on in India. You will have to go there and attend any Indian conference to realize that the market is thriving. In China, everything seems to be pretty much the same, but we have just registered the company in China and we are planning to open an office and hire staff next month. It took us quite a while to register the company. Now we have everything we need and soon we'll go to rent a space and start hiring people. The key barrier is the language, as far as I know. My research has shown that even forums there are only in Chinese. Yes, the language and, of course, the idiosyncratic Chinese mentality. The Chinese are not particularly fond of Caucasians, and so sometimes they can be somewhat deceitful or something like that. They can refuse to pay, for instance. Yeah, but we are going to deal with this. We encountered some difficulties in India as well, but we managed to tackle them. So, do you think that future growth will be associated with these markets? Yes. We are still working in India. This year we're opening an office in China. Moreover, we're keeping a close eye on the APAC market. This year we're going to open an office in some of the APAC countries. We have yet to decide whether it will be in Singapore or somewhere else, but still, we will open an office in the APAC region this year. As regards to the US, we've planned to open an office there next year. What about Latin America? Do you monitor this market? Latin America? Yeah, we're looking at it. We've even attended a conference there recently. But I have a feeling that this market will gain an impetus in a year or two. So, we've consciously postponed the idea, but that's what we think about the current state of the market. From the perspective of a mobile network, taking into account traffic that generates a lot of conversions, the market is only getting more mature. In your opinion, at what stage is the affiliate marketing market now? Is it stagnating, is it declining, or conversely, on the rise? Well, as regards to our statistic, it's growing. Of course, the market is transforming, but it's also growing. I have been hearing that the market is stagnating, that it is dying, or something like that since 2002. There's always something dying or declining out there, or something like that. Since then, I don't know. The market is still alive and the turnovers are only increasing. So you have an optimistic attitude? Yes, I have an optimistic attitude, but the market changes significantly over time. Technologies are changing, everything is changing. But if you monitor the trends and keep up with them and think long-term, rather than trying to secure an instant income and just disappear, then the market is growing. And then, again, talking about the market and in what direction to develop, in my opinion, there are two ways. The first one is associated with technologies, process optimization, and enhancing your skills. Given that you work in some of the high competitive markets, for instance in Europe or the US, these are tier 1 countries. But you can also use the same approaches that were effective, say, a year ago, and have run their course if you work with Latin America, African countries, India, and so on. These approaches will be effective there, and so you can use them in your work. It all started here, in Minsk? Yes, it all started in Minsk. And your first office was opened here? Nope, the first Affise office was opened in Moscow. Oh, in Moscow. Yes, but we understood later that major clients are not particularly fond of these Russian routes, and that was the reason why they didn't come to us. It took us only 3 months to open an office in Vilnius, and we moved all our people there. But Vilnius office presupposes that you have to have all your staff officially deployed, all staff members must have a residence permit, and so on. At some point, Lithuania had certain problems with the issuance of these papers, and we opened a small office in Minsk to stay there until Lithuania fixed it. Oh, and it turned into this? Yes, and now we have about 20 people in Vilnius, while here we have 50. Is it difficult to run an IT business here in Minsk, in Belarus in general? You know, there is There's a high technologies park in Minsk, which is very good. Yes, when I was flying here, I was reading about it. What is it all about? First of all, it's an economic zone with a special tax regime, which allows you to hire high-profile personnel cost-effectively. You pay a very small tax on their income, but your company must belong to IT sector. Yes, you must be working in the IT sector and be registered in the high technologies park. The registration process is very simple. Now they are actively accepting new companies. It's very cool. From the perspective of a foreign exchange control, is it hard to run a business here? I've heard that a lot of people encounter a lot of problems when accepting money from overseas. No, if you are registered in the High Technologies Park, you won't face any difficulties. Are you registered in the HTP, or are you planning to do it? Yes, we are. We are already there. Another important thing is that the High Technologies Park has a good reputation worldwide, and there is a possibility that in a year we will move everything to Minsk. You mean the entire business? Yes. What is the biggest difficulty that you have encountered in the last 3 or 4 years when you've been running Affise? Did it ever happen that you were just clutching your head in dismay? Yes, it happens all the time. There are a lot of difficulties. It's difficult to deal with a team, build a team to secure stable cash flow, to communicate with investors, but I do like it. Another issue that I wanted to raise is actually a burning one, and especially for affiliates, as our audience is primarily affiliates. So what I mean is shaving. One of the latest interviews I did with a major affiliate network, and I asked its CEO whether this practice exists, and he said yes, but I'm skeptical about this. So, now I'll come up with a question. Some say that there is an option built by default in some tracking solutions that allows you to shave leads. Is that true? Well, shaving. When I was engaged in the affiliate network business before establishing a tracking system, I noticed that all webmasters were worried about shaving, that somebody was shaving their leads. Is that really so? That the revenue that they actually generate is totally different, and so on and so forth. But even from a webmaster's perspective, it's obvious that if he sends traffic to 2 similar networks, to 2 or more similar offers, he will choose a network with a higher conversion rate. And therefore, if a network is shaving leads, a webmaster will detect it immediately and choose another network. There is little point in shaving for network owners. You will only get a short-term income boost, but webmasters will start avoiding you. As regards to shaving, you can adjust the settings as you wish. For instance, you can turn off certain geos in the engine settings. You can set up some caps to only accept a limited amount of leads from your partner and redirect traffic back somewhere else. But it's not some separate shaving option. It's more related to how a network is going to use tracking tools. So there's no option built by default, but you can adjust some tools to your advantage. Yes, it depends on a network's management whether they will adjust some settings or not. The most typical situation is like, imagine an offer that accepts traffic from the entire Russia. Well, at least it's stated in the offer description. But you can change the settings and don't accept traffic from a certain region in Russia. And, in this case, traffic back will be redirected through the network owner link, and the network will receive the money. But it's all easily detectable. Well, probably it's not the case. The thing is that the affiliate will work with another network with a higher conversion rate. It often happens that exactly the same offer from the same advertiser converts very differently in different networks. And those networks may even use the same tracking system. What does it depend on? On a server? On settings? First of all, you have to look at whether the network is reselling another network's offer. You mean the number of redirects? Yes, some networks may have a direct offer, and therefore there are only 2 or 3 redirects and everything immediately goes to AppFlyer or Adjust or somewhere else. While another network may borrow an offer from 5 other networks and there will be 10 redirects. That's the main reason behind it, the difference in the number of redirects. The more redirects, the poorer your conversion rate. This is a legit reason why that may happen. The second reason behind different conversion rates is particularly obvious when it comes to huge volumes. It's possible to determine what converts better and what converts worse if you have generated at least 1,000 leads for both networks approximately at the same time and from the same source. Only then, it's possible to draw some conclusions. It happens that, say, on Monday, you send traffic from certain banners to a certain network and it generates a certain conversion rate. While on Tuesday, you send traffic from other banners from another source to another network and it converts differently. And you start drawing some conclusions, although that will be a flawed comparison. Of course, shaving may be another reason behind it, but I think that if a network shaves leads, it will face the repercussions very soon and lose its webmasters and traffic. Is fraud a big problem for affiliate networks and for the industry in general? I mean fraudulent traffic, bot traffic. Bot traffic is a big issue for those who are launching an affiliate network and haven't dealt with it yet. You've just launched a network, you are seeing lots of leads, you are happy about it, you make payouts, but then the advertiser says the traffic quality is very low. But if all work processes are well organized within a network, if you use if work processes are well organized, then you will be able to detect bot traffic even without anti-fraud tools. If you have some screening processes in place, if you are confident about your partners, if you understand how this traffic behaves, what's the conversion rate and so on, then it will be easy for you to detect bot traffic. Sometimes some crazy numbers are mentioned, like 30% of all sold traffic worldwide is bot. I think the number is higher. As regards to traffic that is sold and that circulates through networks, the number can be higher. I guess bot traffic can account to up to 50%. The thing is that it's the task of the affiliate to eliminate this traffic and send only clean traffic to a network and make money on it. Because if you send traffic from any ad network, bot traffic will amount to 50%. But both the affiliate network and the advertiser will see it and won't pay for it. Does fraud as a purposeful activity on the part of the affiliate really exist? Is it a big problem? I mean, when people consciously generate fake conversions? Yes, many engage in this fraudulent activity and it can be divided into several types. Some use certain technologies, some use services for performing various actions online, hire some school students and tell them to visit a page, or click on a link or perform some actions. It's a big problem, but it has always been around and always will be. What are the dynamics here? I mean, do you know how to fight it? We, as a platform, do try to tackle it. We have various built-in anti-fraud systems, so we can show to our customer, an affiliate network, that there is a certain % chance that it's fraudulent traffic. But again, drawing from my affiliate experience, I have established quite a few networks. Fraudulent traffic can be detected even without some technological solutions. You just have to look at how the traffic behaves. Who's your partner? Whether you know him well or not, including some not-so-obvious factors, such as how this partner communicates with you in an ICQ chat, how he communicates with support, what data he has submitted, and so on. Based on this, it's possible to detect a typical fraudster. I have noticed that some networks develop their own tracking solutions. What advantages and disadvantages of such a decision can you name? Well, as regards to the advantages, there is a driving force behind it. Networks have a full control over all data and over everything going on there. Another advantage is that they don't pay us or our competitors for conversions. When it comes to disadvantages, we see it very often when a network has developed its own solutions, but then returns to us and uses our system. One of the disadvantages is the lack of fault tolerance. If there is a surge in a certain network, it's highly likely that their solution won't be able to cope with the loads, because to process the loads, a network has to pay extra for hosting, for technologies, and so on. It is very costly. So, the first disadvantage is the lack of fault tolerance. Another disadvantage is the fact that you have to develop this solution and maintain it, which implies certain costs for both developing and managing the system, as it has to be maintained as well. At that, such a solution is not profit center for a network. It's not within its area of competence, but they still bear the costs, including those for the maintenance. All in all, it's not cost-effective. I guess it's also very expensive to develop such a solution. Well, it depends on your location. In the US, it's very expensive. In Ukraine, it's less costly. But in any case, it diverts a network's resources that could be channeled to its major business areas where it makes money. I sometimes check HasOffers and Cake to get to know how everything looks from the inside out. And I have a feeling that they haven't introduced any major changes to their interface and so on in the last 7 years. Yes, I also have this feeling, and it's one of the reasons for us to launch our own solution. I wanted to ask you this question. Despite all this, most major networks continue to use Cake and HasOffers. Is it difficult to lure big, well-established networks from one tracking platform to another? Is it difficult for a network to change platform? Yes, it is difficult. Well, why it's difficult to lure them away? Why are networks reluctant to change a platform? We have some cases when a major network started using our platform instead of HasOffers or Cake. Currently, a lot of companies are moving their business processes to our platform, but it's actually a very painstaking procedure, because moving everything technically is one thing. As we have a host to import and export solutions, we have a dedicated customer success team that helps organize everything. It's only the first part that's easily manageable. Another thing is to transform business processes in these major companies, as all business processes are geared towards working in HasOffers or Cake, and so they have to change these processes to be able to work with us. If a middle-scale network where only 4 or 5 people are working with the system is moving to another platform, they are able to retrain them quickly and effectively. Whereas when some big guys are moving to a new platform, who have 100 people working with the system, you have to change all the business processes involved. It's a painstaking and difficult task, and it's also very expensive. And that's why it takes a lot of time to move all the business processes to another platform. The sales cycle for major companies spans 6-7 months. Your new clients are primarily those who are changing a platform or networks that are just entering the market. Most of them are those who are changing a platform. And now most of our new clients are actually companies that are promoting their own products. So these are not traditional networks, but rather those who are promoting their product through several networks. I have made an approximate calculation based on the information on your site, the number of clients, tariff plan prices, and so on. And I have calculated that your monthly turnover is about $1 million. Is it correct? Well, it's slightly less, but I hope that soon we will reach this target. What goals do you set for yourself? Do you focus on turnover, on profit, or on the number of employees? What's your motivation in terms of achievements? In terms of achievements, it's business value. My goal is to secure $200+ million in business value. How is the business value of a software as a company calculated? Usually there is a very important metric used by software as a service businesses. It's called ARR. To calculate ARR, you should multiply your monthly revenue by 12. So it shows what revenue a business generates throughout the year at its current scale. ARR that constitutes millions of dollars is then multiplied by a certain coefficient ranging from 4 to 10. That's how business value is determined. And this coefficient depends on the sustainability of the business, and it depends on the sustainability, the rate of growth, and so on. 4 is the minimum, 10 is extremely hard to achieve. I guess our business is a 6 or 7. So, your goal is 200+. Will you sell your business at this price, or it's something psychological? It's something psychological. I'm not planning to sell the company, as we have a vision for its development and future growth. So, we are going to develop the company further, because I like the business and it's what I've always wanted to do. What do you like most about this business? Well, what I like most about is dealing with the challenges associated with building a big and effective team in different places and ensuring that everything works smoothly. Tell me briefly, how do you manage all this? How the team is organized? What are your principles behind it? Is it more of a traditional structure with a C-level in various departments? No, my dream is to have strong department heads who will be able to take over all the responsibility and achieve something on their own and be independent. My goal is to try to inspire them and to not interfere with their work. To not interfere? Yes, not to interfere. Then my goal is to ensure that these department heads will become better than me in their fields. So I have to stop interfering with their work right now and don't limit them in their actions. They have a lot of freedom when it comes to decision making, and I'm not particularly harsh about their mistakes. You think that mistakes are a good thing? Yes, mistakes are a good thing. If you do not make mistakes, if you're afraid of making mistakes, you won't take risks and won't achieve something great. So your current goal is to reach a 200 plus level. How would you assess the business value of your company now? Well, I think that now it's a bit less than $50 million. How long did it take you to achieve this? So the company was founded in 2015, but we started to undertake some active steps in 2016. So it's possible to say that it took you 3 years to become a 50 plus company? Yes, well, now it's a bit less than 50, but we have to look at the results of this year to be sure about that, as we are rapidly growing. Every year? Yes, every year. How much do you expect the company to grow in 2019? Well, I expect that in 2019, the business will increase twofold as compared to 2018. According to Software as a Service business logic, it's great to increase threefold in the first year and then grow twofold in the next 2 years. As far as I understand, your focus has now shifted from affiliate marketing to mechanics behind Software as a Service business. Yes, it is actually an interesting discovery for me, as when we had already launched Affise and started selling our services rather successfully, we didn't know that. Well, we knew that it was called Software as a Service, but at the time I had no idea that it's a whole world with its own metrics and so on. It was almost by chance that once I went to a conference in Kiev, Software as a Service Nation, listened to some reports and realized that we had established a rather successful company without knowing anything about Software as a Service business. It was only after that conference that I started researching what Software as a Service stands for and what rules govern this business. I read about ARR and other metrics that are only used in the Software as a Service industry and do not apply to affiliate marketing or anything else. Stas, how many projects have you launched since 2002 in the affiliate industry? Around 20. Around 20. So you have considerable experience in introducing products to the market, in managing, launching, and assessing companies. Yes, it's true. You know, I have already told you that at the end of every interview we have a competition for our audience where we try to give some really valuable prizes that will enable people to scale up and grow. I thought that maybe we could share some of your experience with someone who's really worth it. What do you think about it? Great idea. I will be pleased to do it. I think that we can offer a 2-hour coaching, private conversation with the winner. I will share my experience and tell them what to do. So then, let's come up with the terms. People write in the comment section below, right here on YouTube, either about their existing products at any development stage. It can be functioning already, it can be a software as a service product, a network, or anything belonging to the affiliate marketing industry. Or they can write about their ideas to launch a service that they will want to implement. We will choose the best comment that we like the most, and the winner, the author of this comment, will receive 2 hours of coaching. This person will be able to compile a list of questions and ask them to you directly. Yes? I think it's a very valuable prize. Yes. Great, Stas. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you. It was a very interesting conversation. Thank you for watching this interview. Thank you. I hope that you will get the most out of this video and launch your own products and earn money in this market that is not stagnating, as we have found out, but developing. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Bye-bye.